So we got Django here. He's about to get his daily meal. Got some turkey neck, gizzards, green beans, and a egg. And the turkey neck's pretty frozen, so it's probably gonna take him a minute. Back. No. Let's see if I can dump this without making a mess. So he's been eating like this ever since he was a puppy. And he's about 2.5 years old. I don't weigh his food or anything like that anymore. He just gets half a turkey neck and about a pound of gizzards and some green beans and an egg. But it varies. Sometimes he has like appetite issues for particular things. Like I'll have to coax him to eat his egg, or maybe I'll have to coax him to eat his green beans. So I might give him a break from it, but he usually always wants his gizzards, and he'll always finish his turkey neck if he's given enough time. Yeah, he wants his egg today. Yeah, lately he's been like eating grass because I think he's been craving fiber. So I think he'll go for his green beans today without any issues. Probably be a snob about the turkey neck because it's still pretty frozen. But I don't know, with it being frozen, I think it's probably better for his teeth. And it gives his jaw a little bit exercise. I mean, it's crazy. He's only about 50 pounds, but even with how thick that turkey neck is, he'll chomp right through it if he wants to. Like scissors. He was real hungry today. He got a lot of exercise. Eat your turkey neck. Oh boy. Yeah, if I had to guess, I don't know, we probably got like somewhere between 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of food. Probably closer to 2, because that's an exceptionally big piece of turkey neck today. I used to feed him leg quarters. Most people recommend that the raw diet goes, but he was passing bone. And I tried the leg quarters multiple times, but look, if I'm seeing bone in his stool, that's a problem. Since switching to the turkey necks, though, he's still getting meat. He's getting, you know, more organ meat in the form of gizzards. However, it's not like liver where it's gonna give him like bad diarrhea or whatever, because it's still pretty muscular, it seems. He has healthy poops. And there's not really any issues with bone anymore. And rest assured, he's definitely getting enough. There's plenty of calcium in this diet. That neck is full of bone. Crunch. Yeah. And that neck was definitely very frozen. Basically what I do is I keep all his food in the freezer. And then I'll just take out like 2 packs of gizzards at a time. And either, you know, 2 halves of a neck or 4 halves of a neck, because I bag them 2 halves per freezer bag. And so basically I have stuff thawing in the fridge perpetually. And then I stay like 4 weeks ahead on his food most of the time in the freezer. And so usually he'll get stuff that's not quite thawed. I like to give it to him just a little bit frozen. But I screwed up on the necks. I had to take these straight out of the freezer and try to soften them up a little with some sink water. What are you doing good with it though? A lot of times in this kind of situation, he'll like wanna get out of his kennel and mess around and just let it thaw. But he did swimming today. He played frisbee. He did some jumping. He's fetching a ball. He's doing some obedience stuff. So he's definitely hungry. Yeah, it's crazy how good he is at processing such a thick, frozen, bony piece of meat. Just chops right through it. Like, if he ever slipped up, he could probably just, like, bite my finger off. You eating your turkey neck? And yeah, he hasn't really had any issue at all since we started following the system here. He's sensitive to fats, like different types of fats here he doesn't like. I experimented with beef tallow, duck fat, butter, fish oil. He doesn't like any of it. The only thing that he likes is whole animal fat, like skin, and he likes egg yolk. And so, and it makes sense. So his weight's good. He actually, as he got older, like once he started approaching 2.5 years old, he pretty much just started rejecting breakfast. I used to feed him twice a day. But now he pretty much just likes eating at night. So he'll watch for the sun to set. And he'll start getting antsy whenever we get to about that time. Because he knows it's around sundown is when we feed every day. And then he'll monitor me if I'm sitting on the couch to make sure I don't go to sleep. And if you do start falling asleep, he'll do things like he'll either lick your face like he's reviving you, or he'll like violently nudge your arm, like flip your arm with his snout, and basically like headbutt it, throw your arm. Yeah, he's very aware of the schedule. He always wants to make sure that he's getting what he's got coming to him. You're being a good boy eating your turkey neck. Is that good? Yeah, the vet I've been bringing him to is adamant about feeding him trash. Well, doctor recommended kibble with ethoxyquin. That sounds great. Also recommended getting him fixed, so it'll help prevent cancer. No thanks. I'll feed him what he likes to eat. That doesn't bloat him and give him all that gas and loose stool. Like, he has no interest in kibble. Even the most expensive stuff. This is how he likes to eat. And his body weight's probably cool, like, I don't know, 53 pounds probably. Even on this one meal a day. It's real stable. Oh yeah, cost-wise, for that pack of gizzards, it's like $2. Half of a turkey neck was probably like $1. That egg was a few cents. Green beans, a few cents. So he's just under $4 a day, probably food-wise. Not bad. The only thing that's a pain is just staying stocked up. Like with the necks, we have to go to a specialty butcher. We'll buy them literally like 30 to 60 pounds at a time. And I process them with a reciprocating saw in my sink, completely full of turkey necks. Bag them up, freeze them, and then I always stand a few weeks ahead on them just in case there's a shortage with the butcher. Look at this, I mean, you just inhaled it. Eat your green beans.